watch out for that. That's crazy. He just walked through while we having this discussion, bro. That watch out for that. Cause I don't know, ain't no way in hell that boy been up on this floor for 2 weeks straight, bro. If I'm not mistaken,
No, he hasn't. No.
that's what I'm
He
saying.
was on here yesterday, up here yesterday, and I told him to respond, but I tried to call admin to get him removed, but they didn't come.
If I'm not mistaken, I thought I could have swore I seen him hit an elevator when he
I've
did
seen
it.
him on tour one.
You watching another episode?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Cause I remember telling him go downstairs. I cannot put him back in the faction until he's at least level 8. Cause he told me he got fired. I'm like, well, listen,
Oh
you
no,
got fired because you
I
got
want to
fired.
see what
But
if you had any
you
other
know, we
wrestling on
can't
there.
do that unless you a level 8 first of all, and then just standing in front of the chief with a gun and bare
Huh?
feet is quite scary. If I'm just saying myself, yeah, I know Miss Light is a scary girl, but that is scary. No shoes on. Like what the
I'm
heck?
recording it just in
So
case
yeah.
my tribal chief needs it. Anytime I see my tribal chief in here, I hold my ones in the air
No,
with
no,
my
no, no, no.
character.
You good, Jones. I'm almost done, baby. I'm trying to run through all this shit with
She's
y'all.
my Roman
Okay, blah,
Reigns.
blah, 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 blah.
This is a robbery, nigga. All y'all niggas getting robbed.
Oh, this is on body cam also.
Anyways, y'all. You
This
good.
whole meeting has been body cam.
Like, can you or someone, because I don't have that macro that says door to is closed, because they're sending people up here. Can you put in the body chat? Thank you. I need to add that one.
Please do, Spice.
Yeah, I had it, and then I had to redo all my. Then I had to like redo all my macros, and I need to add that one.
Oh yeah, you just reminded me. I gotta add some of my macros. Miss Light's supposed to get on me about that though, but she's been too busy to be yelling at me.
I ain't
They
even
didn't
know.
make you uninstall the game when you lost every single macro you ever put on this damn
Listen,
thing.
listen. That happened to Posh Spice. Okay, she wanted to delete one of her other characters on a different server, NRP, and it deleted all the characters, and then she had to start all over.
Yeah, and I had uninstalled my app and reinstalled it, and then
Yeah, that hurt for sure. Oh my goodness. I'd be crying a freaking fool if all my macros got snatched. I ain't gonna hold you.
yeah, because I had to redo all of that. But like, I had something to save the follow up from your when you were speaking on the like Janae and Lola in the chat, and like making comments because I did read her paragraph or her novel that she had wrote, and the thing is that we have to like remember as APs and DCPs that that when we're as having a new chief, things change. So just because Janae and Lola had things a certain way does not mean that it has to stay that way, because basically in her paragraph she was basically saying this is how this needs to go, this is how this needs to go, and you guys need to keep that up. But no, we don't. We really don't have to keep that up. That is not a fact. None of those things that she put in that paragraph was a faction rule. Those were all rules set up by Jasper, and then carried on by Janae and Lola, and then Lola when she was chief. So in reality, if we want to send 50 people out on vacation, we're going to send 50 people out on vacation. That was a rule that Lola had come up with, that only Lola and Janae had come up with, that only like 5 people or 6 people could go on vacation at one time, which is ridiculous because an IRL job. And it wouldn't be fair to you guys who have like IRL things going on and stuff like that for me to limit you guys to only having 7 people out at a time, or 10 people, or whatever she said. That's crazy. We have over 200 something staff. So for me to be able to only say 10 people can be out, that would be crazy. So anybody that needs a vacation, because we don't know what people are going through IRL, I'm not about to be declining somebody a vacation. So that was, like I said, some of that stuff, unless Light specifically comes to us and says, hey, because people read that message and they're thinking, oh, these are the rules. Unless Light we got to remember, unless Light specifically comes to us and says, hey, like, this is going to change, or we don't have to do that
No, I
anymore,
just want to just,
then,
I
I
don't know,
just feel
just
like,
listening
again,
to
most of
the
those
meeting,
rules were set up. Or
being
when,
patient.
she, in the paragraph also, she was mentioning how we need to keep up with the reprimand, and the complaints on how to reprimand. But technically, the reprimands are based off of chief decision. So just because you're issued an MDA, it is not required to give one reprimand to an MDA. If the chief feels that what you did is enough to terminate, she can terminate. So to make the statement like, oh, you guys, be mindful about how you're issuing MDA, it's like, no, you're not the boss, you're not the chief. So if the chief comes back and tells us to terminate someone, then we're going to terminate them based off of what was in the body cam. And then, like I said, there was like a few other things that she went through. She was talking about the RP stuff. And then in the interview log, she told us how we need to set up the interviews. That, again, that was something that her and Taji came up with, and I love the way their format is. But if Light came in, because I guess, I don't know if it was Trap Bunny or one of you guys, I don't know which one it is, was logging it a little bit different than how they were logging it. So apparently she must have had an issue with the way it was being logged. But the reality is, that was, again, that is not a faction requirement. That was something that was made up by Janae and Lola. So if Light is okay with the way we're logging things, it shouldn't be an issue. I think like I said, I noticed that, Nay and someone else was
Oh, my fault,
talking
bro.
over it.
My fault.
The way you guys are logging it is just fine. Like, unless, like I said, unless Light comes back and says she doesn't like the way you're doing it, which, again, the way you guys are doing it is exactly the way we've been doing it when they were here. It's just that you guys are adding a little bit of different emojis, but like, who cares about that? That's stupid. We're not about to be tripping over what emoji you use. Like, we don't have time for that. So the only thing that I would say, if you guys could do for me, since I am in charge of the interview, I'm sorry, the vacation request, and then of course anybody that you guys are adding to the fact, approving for to be suited, I am the one that's in charge of like making sure that I add them to Discord. But some of you guys are leaving the Discord tag blank in the I really need you guys to put, when you're interviewing, their Discord tag, because that is the only way I can add them to Discord. And I notice you guys are like skipping that for some reason. I don't know why. But other than that, all that other stuff that Janae was talking about is not necessary to even care about, unless Light said it was an issue. And like I said, I don't find an issue with the way you're doing it, Nay. And I think one of you guys, there's another one of you guys. So like, again, it's not that serious. So to me, it was just an unnecessary message to write. And in my personal opinion, like I told Light, I feel like that is a way to come in and disrespect the chief that is making rules. And it's just a way to be petty. And pettiness is really not going to get us anywhere. So let's just be mindful that we have a new chief. And I know that everyone's friends with her, everyone's friends with Lola. That's fine, that's great. But we have a chief, and we really need to respect that she's the chief now. And if she's okay with the way things are running, if she had a problem with it, she would already been said something about it. So we really don't need previous chiefs to come in and undermine and make it seem like Light isn't doing her job, or to be making comments to Light like, oh, I heard it's very chaotic in HP now that you're chief, or I heard this, or I heard that. Like, that is so messy. It is like the most messy thing for them to be sending messages to Light, and an embarrassment to our APs and our DCPs, because someone's definitely going back and telling Janae and Lola shit. And to me, it's an embarrassment as APs and DCPs for us to be, going behind Light's back and telling them stuff or saying stuff to them, and then running back to Light, throwing that in her face. Like, that's just a slap in the face to her. So if we could just respect Light, who cares if, honestly, I don't care if anybody is friends with any of them, but at least just respect our chief, because she shouldn't be getting those kind of messages, or getting those types of reports in her DMs, or having green scrubs or scrubs coming and telling her that staff are telling them what's happening. or like that she doesn't deserve her position, which is crazy work for someone to even come out of their mouth and say that. You know, it's just kind of sad that Light has to hear that stuff.
Reports put in on me specifically when it was time for this to come. It's just kind of like, it's almost like it's hurtfully contradictive. Like, so what is that about? But like I said,
Come on.
it don't have to be, you feel me, y'all. It could have been
Come on,
anyone
Snuggles.
that was in that
Come on.
movie. I was just
Oh,
saying, just in
see her
case,
up, that's why.
for the word of y'all as my top 10, like, let's not let's just keep it respectful and come to me, and then if y'all feel like I'm not doing well,